Yemi, we're talking about the Channels
Yeah.
National Kids Cup, of course, what's going to happen this year, and so many activities being put together, for a successful edition this year.
Yeah, one thing you can always be sure about when it comes to Channels Kids Cup is that it gets bigger, every year. And, you don't want to miss the opportunity to be part of something that's going to live long in the minds of these kids. So my advice to all the schools in Lagos, it doesn't matter if you play a game and you are out, that's how strong the Channels Kids Cup is now these days. Participate, get the forms. Like I said earlier, it is free. Don't let anybody fool you. It is free. It is free because we want everybody to participate. And you want your kids to do this.
Yes, no, just don't see that again.
You want your kids to do this.
and
of course,
this is what I love best.
Yeah, I love this. And of course, everybody all around the world, because channels is seen everywhere. Everybody all around the world gets to see your kids. And who knows, if you end up winning, you can be sure that the world now knows you.
Yeah,
but that is just a fringe benefit. But a lot of other things come along with participating in the Channels Kids Cup. As you know, we're always trying to have that balance between education and sports.
Yes.
And that's what Channels Kids Cup allows you to do. And we're also, you could say we're also helping the football governing body as well, helping them to track these young athletes. For instance, if you've been in the Channels Kids Cup, we know that definitely you're under 13. So you can't come up later and
maybe 10 years later, and you're still saying you're 15
discrepancies
and all
in your
that.
age and all of that. But what we can tell you is that this year's edition is going to be very, very, very great.
Very, very great. We keep the database of all the players that have participated so far. Yenuge Primary School won it last year. Because this year will be hoping another school gets a winning. But if they're as good as they were last year, of course, some of them would have, left the school. They're having new players and all that coming in. So most of them would definitely be there. And of course, that's Yanuge Primary School. All of them actually demonstrating. I think it's just the display, or rather the performance. I mean, the way they celebrate. That's really what is awesome about these kids, playing in the Channels National Kids Cup. We just can't wait for it to start. We can wait for that date at all. Okay, now still talking about kids, grassroots development and all that. Taekwondo, that's another sport that is also giving us reasons to actually celebrate the kids and of course the youth on how just start kind of give them a good foundation, something they can easily live up with once they are grown, and if they want to follow in this sport, they already have a very, very good foundation.
Yeah, it's good. One of the things that people like Chika Chukwumerije said is that, look, the springboard to launch you to stardom, some of them never had. All that took them through is the passion. And now you're given an opportunity to youngsters to show what they can do, taking it to secondary schools. I think that's a good one.
Okay. All right. Chika Chukwumerije is on standby now. He joins us from Abuja to tell us more the plans for this year's tournament. It's going to be 15 and under 16 tournament. Chika, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Hi, good morning.
Good to have you.
Thank you very much.
Now, this time around, you're actually taking the kids to ABU Zaria. So tell us more about this.
Okay. The vision is this. I want to kind of connect the secondary schools to the university. So about 18 months ago, we introduced Taekwondo into 4 government schools, and quite a lot of them are doing very well. And I thought, look, many of them are writing WAEC now, and they are eventually going to find themselves into the university system. And I thought it was a brilliant idea to start mixing up the Taekwondo athletes in secondary schools with the university system, so they could transfer, they could have that knowledge transfer. So that's why we're going to ABU. Coincidentally, because ABU has one of the best university Taekwondo coaches in the country, Alhaji Sani Lawal. He's a 2-time national champion, he's a 3-time university champion, and he has an international certification from Kyunghee University in South Korea. And we just thought that, look, if I take these kids there, not only will they benefit from his wealth of knowledge, they'll get to have some sparring practice with the older ones that are in the university. And coincidentally, those that want to get into the university, they'll get to see the university as it is. And we're going to have 5 sections involving their physical fitness, involving technical, tactical training, taekwondo basics, competitive training, video analysis methodology. Then I'm going to get them to actually talk to the kids on how they can combine taekwondo with their education, which is very, very important. So this is why we're going to ABU. And frankly, they are quite excited by it. We're going with a team of 12 and 4 officials. And what I've noticed is from the 12, 10 have never traveled out of Abuja. And when you look at the benefits of sports, this is one of the benefits. They get to experience other cultures, they get to meet new friends, and basically you start expanding their horizons. Because one of the things that happened to us when we're competing is that the very first time we traveled out, we were in shock mode. New environment, new people, we were using kits we've never used before. And I'm trying to reduce that lead time in their development stage, because if they get exposed to it right now, you find out that by the time they start getting to the All African Games, to the Olympic Games, they are used to these kits and they're not going to have competitive phobia. So that's what we're trying to achieve with this trip to ABU.
Okay, that's a good one. Now, let me ask you this question. The Taekwondo Federation, talking about the World Taekwondo Federation, actually announced on March the 8th that they're going to use kind of competing with different colors of pants. That's each country participating at the Olympics this year will get to use different colors. I mean, some of them will even have the opportunity of using their national colors. So that's going to be a new one at the Olympics. How disappointed are you that Nigeria will not be part of such?
Well, frankly, I think all of Nigeria Taekwondo is disappointed that won't be at the games. We'll learn from the lessons. We'll go back to the drawing board, and we'll hope that in Tokyo 2020 that we'll be there. Personally, I didn't go for Rio. I didn't go for the qualifiers, and I can identify with the pain of these athletes. So I just think we should move on. Taekwondo is always one of the prime sports that can give you medals any time of the day. We've consistently won medals at the international, and we're one of the 6 sports or so that has won an Olympic medal for Taekwondo. Sorry, for Nigeria.
For Nigeria.
And for instance, when football didn't qualify for Nations Cup, they rebuilt, and 4 years later they won it. And it's the same goes with Taekwondo. This is the time to just go back to the drawing board, keep doing these programs in the schools, and I must say that there are people all over the country working extra hard with their clubs or with their states and doing fantastic job. So just to keep that working in the primary schools, in the secondary schools,
okay,
at the university level, keep that talent coming in, so that in the next All African Games, in the next World Championships, we can always wipe away the memories of this time.
Okay, let me take you back to what you're doing with secondary school children. It's a 2-in-1 question, actually. How can you gauge, or can you gauge the level of interest from Nigerians, from teenagers, and if an interested student wants to be part of your program, how does he or she do that?
Well, first of all, I think it's extremely high. It's getting higher. And the coaches play a very vital role in the amount of interest they're going to generate in these young people. And I'll give you an example. When I go when we started going to the secondary schools, look, there is no young child that is not a fan of maybe Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan and jumping around and all these Chinese movies. So already there's that interest. Some of them are being bullied. For the females, they're interested in self-defense. For the ones that have weight issues, they're interested in getting slimmer. So you need to first of all capture their imagination. So you talk to them, this is what Taekwondo is, this is the benefit. Sports Taekwondo, you tell them the benefits of how they can rise to fame, how it can be a career option. And when you start teaching them, you mix things up. So the depth of knowledge of the mentors or the coaches is always very important in this case. So from my experience, young people are very interested. Now it's how do they do it? Do they go to the stadium? Do you bring it to their schools? Like in my case, I found out that in government schools, many of them just cannot afford to do sports. And when we started, you find out that when they are running, they used to run with bare feet and they didn't have clothes to wear and all that. And it's a tall order. And what happened was I used to go to the Abuja Stadium frequently, and I found out that many of the young people that wanted to join in were in government schools. And I just sat down with my team and said, look, I think it's better we take it directly to the government schools. And by the time we had this partnership with the FCT Secondary Board, and I went to the schools, the response was very enthusiastic. So it was better for them. The parents found it easier to release their children, knowing that after school they could just practice a bit before going home. So there has to be a frantic effort from all parties to take it directly into the schools and have the kind of structure and infrastructure that can